Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin-Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
Hey,
welcome to some
we're here.
Talkin-Business.
Out in the middle of a field somewhere in Idaho.
We got some
with
beautiful,
hay.
It looks like all the snow's finally gone off into their mountains.
The river is running a little faster, so I believe it is melting, so that's great.
Well, I'm Brian Magleby with the Idaho Innovation Center.
And I'm Tyler Price with the Small Business Development Center.
And we are glad to have you here talking some business. We've got a great show today. The one and only Mike INFANGER from INFANGER Insurance is going to be here talking some business. We've got a great topic. Hang on till the end of the show. We're going to be talking about every business out there needs a killer elevator pitch. And we're going to give you some pitches on how you can make your elevator pitch a killer elevator pitch. So we will be talking about that. What else we got going, Tyler?
Well, so we do have a class coming up. When is and the class starts next week.
Next Wednesday. So we're going to be talking about it this week and next. Yep. It's called Elevate Business. It's a kind of what we call a cornerstone class. It's the kind of class that every business needs to participate in. Doesn't matter if you're a month old or 5 years old. We're going to making sure that you have good quality mission and vision statements, that you post them in your business. Another thing is on elevator pitches. That's why we're doing the training today, because someday someone's going to ask you what do you do?
And you don't have an hour to tell them.
And
right?
you don't. And that's why it's called an elevator pitch. And we'll talk about that. We got a little video that will explain it. We're also going to talk about USPs, unique selling propositions. Talk about some goals on how to set sales strategies and things like that. The class is only $99. It used to be $149, and we've lowered it to $99. And so it happens every Wednesday in the month of May. So
coming up.
1:30 to 3. It's going to be a fun class, and we're actually going to give away $50 today. So you'll get the class for only $49.
Wow, that is a steal. I've taken this class. It was a couple of years ago. Brian teaches it, just does an amazing job. Having been a small business owner himself, I think that very valuable. Yep. You're going to get $99 worth of
the first week. I promise that. So
it's a good investment.
So we've got a great show. We actually started our QuickBooks class last night. We've got a room full of people last night for QuickBooks. That's exciting to have that going at the Innovation Center. Just a little shout out to our sponsors. So we couldn't do this show without our sponsors.
Yeah, BBSI, if you have needs for HR, sales, training, you need employees, if I could speak. These guys know what they're doing. That's what I'll say.
Jeremy Hicks, talk to Mike, Jeremy. They got so many good people there that they just are a quality organization for HR. And they know their stuff. Jared Oviatt is absolutely great too. He'll help consult with the businesses. And all of you guys are watching today on Vulpine Marketing on that did our website. And we're also going to post it on some Facebook here. Yep. So he's going to help us out with that. And X, that's where we've got this beautiful studio.
These guys are doing it. Yep, they know what they're doing. And the Idaho Innovation Center and SBDC, obviously. I mean, the Idaho Innovation Center, what a great place if you're a startup to be and get some guidance and direction and have some reduced rent for a period of time. Yep. And I'll just say, Brian Magleby is a great coach and does a great job with people there. I do have to shout out to Vulpine, because Ryan Jost knows what he's doing. I did a drive around in the Bug with Ryan, and he's like, so what's the most views that you've had in a segment? And I said, early on I had a kind of an A-lister in the beauty space in the Bug with me, and we had about 5,000 views. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so let me top that.
Yeah, so I checked it out a couple days ago, and it had over 32,000 views. And I sent what did you do, Ryan? So I'm just going to say that this guy knows how to market, because he took a couple of schmucks sitting in a 67 Volkswagen Bug driving around Idaho Falls, Idaho, and juiced it for a very small amount of money and over 32,000 views.
32,000.
So Ryan Jost,
kind of work
that guy knows what he's doing.
Can do for you. Yep. So very good. Well, we're excited on the show today. We have Mike INFANGER. He kind of wears many hats.
Yeah.
In fact, he hasn't got hat on today, but he's got sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's something he always has.
Yeah.
And so he started a business that an insurance business that is very successful here. And he's also started kind of a unique thing that he's done here. He's started a group on Facebook called Entrepreneurs of Idaho. And we're going to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of traction throughout the whole state.
Yeah.
And we're excited to talk to Mike. Before we bring Mike on, we're going to show you just a little video here with talking about Destination Idaho Falls. We're focusing on, some Eastern Idaho things. Next month, we're going to be focusing on a lot throughout the whole state. So, but watch this video here, and then we'll welcome Mike on.
We hear time and time again people who travel through here on their way into Yellowstone or Grand Teton National Park, how expensive it is to stay there and how the crowds and the lines are there. And then they come back through here and they stop in Idaho Falls on their way home and they go, we should have just stayed here. Because of the quality of the lifestyle that we have here, our visitors come back and they say, what does it take to move here? I want to live here. Because they see we have a low cost of living. Our housing costs are phenomenal. The quality of life we have, the variety of outdoor recreation.
If you didn't come here loving the great outdoors, you'll definitely learn to love the great outdoors, and it will be a big part of your life. And of course, we're in close proximity to Grand Teton National Park and to Yellowstone, and certainly to Sun Valley and Grand Targhee. So if you're a skier, this is a great place to live. If you're a mountain climber, if you're a hiker, if you fly fish, we have it all.
If you're a fan of the arts, we have an incredible art community. We've got multiple museums and art exhibits and galleries.
With the creation of the Willard Arts Center and the Idaho Falls Arts Council, which then led to the Art Museum of Eastern Idaho with the Eagle Rock Art Guild's assistance and help, we're very fortunate to have such a vibrant art community here in Idaho Falls, and it's really made a difference for downtown.
One thing that sets us apart is that we are an integrated community. That means we are rich in culture, we're rich in our economy, and we're rich in recreation. So we have all of these influences coming in, and it combines into this awesome place to live.
We get people coming into our visitor center all the time asking us, hey, it's 11:30, where do I go for lunch? We don't even have to make them move their car. Walking from our visitor center here in downtown, they can hit a dozen different restaurants. We have everything from sushi to steaks to baked potatoes to coffee shops.
Part of the reason that we're seeing the growth in Eastern Idaho and why we're retaining it is because we have this great emerging workforce.
Agriculture, medicine, cybersecurity, all kinds of manufacturing, and of course nuclear research, and all of its related disciplines. Whatever your pursuit, you can find it here.
And we had 22,000 people come through this visitor center last year, and time again we hear, wow, the people that live here are so friendly and so nice, we want to come back. You can say what you want about all the great things there are to do in Eastern Idaho, but it's the people that bring people back.
Come to Idaho Falls. It's a great place to visit. It's a great place to work. I can't think of a better place to live.
Pretty great place to live, huh? Don't you
Sweet place
think?
to live.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome
that might
place
have
to
been
do
just a
business.
year or two old. Some of the
Yeah,
comments
affordable
in there.
costing. Well, it's all relative, right? We're still, but I'll just say housing has gone up a little bit.
Most
since
of the
then.
things are valid in there. So yeah.
But yeah, if you like to fly, fish, golf, snowmobile, get out and hike, do stuff, yeah.
It's
do
all
business,
here.
right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
So good. Well, welcome, Mike, to Talkin-Business, and we're excited to have you on the show. So tell us a little bit about the one and only Mike INFANGER.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, thanks for letting me come. I'm super excited. I like doing stuff like this. I didn't used to. It's kind of become a newer thing where I really enjoy talking with other businesses, but it's part of what fueled my passion in doing what I do for work. So for work, I run INFANGER Insurance, And I started in 2010. I was working for another insurance agency, and I always tell this story because it's funny. My mom called me at about the year mark in, and she said, I had a dream last night that you started your own insurance agency. And I was like, well, Mom, I'm pretty happy because it's kind of a hybrid life anyway when you work for an insurance agency because, you know, they provide the building, they give you health insurance, but it's still commissions, so you're still doing sales. And I was just like, oh, I've got a secretary, a health insurance, why would I want to do anything, you know, different? But it started me thinking on it. And as I sat down at the end of the year, I looked, and I do a little bit of the funky, so I have a lot of what I call referral partners. BBSI taught me this term. And I have a lot of different insurance agents because I grew up, my dad is a State Farm agent.
Yep.
And he started sending me stuff, and then I was like, well, if he's sending me the stuff he can't do, then I ought to go see all of these different captive agents all around because they're really good at the personal insurance, but not many of them do business insurance.
Yeah.
And so I went around and saw a bunch of different agents, and it's kind of just snowballed. I went from just Idaho licensed to now we're all over the Northwest. We just got licensed in Tennessee just this last week.
Wow.
And it just kind of keeps going and going. And I do all the business insurance. That's what I love.
Yeah.
Right? Talking to business owners,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when somebody comes in and they're telling me their dreams and they want me to lower their risk, that's what I get excited about. So insurance is definitely what I do. Business owners and everything around business owners is what I get excited about, except health insurance. I hate health insurance.
Yeah.
Talk to Sheldon if you need help.
Sheldon Christensen.
But everything else I can help you
A
out.
little plug for Sheldon.
Yeah, we
there,
like
so.
Sheldon. He's a good kid. So then you mentioned that you're licensed in other states. So how does that work in terms of marketing into other states and finding those clients? Because you're here in Eastern Idaho.
Yeah,
right?
the big thing is those referral partners.
Yeah.
Right. So I can make the one-time sell and then still have them send me referrals, but it's a slow way to build.
Right.
So what I've done is I feel like I've sold the salesman. So all those captive agents that have people coming to them all the time anyway, but they don't do this certain part,
Right.
they're sending me that certain part,
Right.
which is usually business
Yeah.
insurance. And so for me, because I'm sold that salesman, they'll send me stuff. I have some guys sending me stuff 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I have some that it's just, a couple times a year, but everything in between.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great, right? We like those type of relationships.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's good. We're gonna very just get off the beaten path a little bit here, and I understand you got a new member of your household.
Oh man, do you see the bags under my
Yeah.
eyes and the red? So I did convince my wife to get a dog. I'm hoping it stays. I know there's lots of animal lovers out there. I grew up where animal was a tool on a farm community, and so my wife made me agree to a 1-month trial. I'm hoping it sticks. my daughter is a big fan.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Golden Doodle. We've added a golden doodle to the family. So.
So I know Ashley, and so that was when you were like, hey, she's letting me get a dog. I was like, wow, because I know that you'd been trying to get a dog for a minute, right?
Yep.
So that's
ask me again in a month.
yeah, we'll
Or
see.
don't ask me,
We'll see.
depending on.
All I'm saying is you're a pretty good salesman to get to this point. Now you got to seal the deal, right?
That's right.
There we go. So that's good stuff.
That's good. Tell us, Mike, about this business that you, I can't say it's a business, but it's a group that you started that's absolutely, as far as any group that I know of on Facebook, it has just lit up. Not just here in Eastern Idaho, but throughout the state. So tell us about the group that you have.
So I'm in this insurance group called Insurance Soup, funny name, but they actually recommended, well, since I've been part of it, that you have your own local group that has some kind of hobby or passion, but that's more regional so that you can connect with other people and have your own networking opportunity, right? And so I listened to this pitch, I guess, of them saying you need to have some kind of a group that is local. And I actually created 2. I think I told Tyler this, but I actually created 2 groups, and I sat on it for a couple of weeks. The one was a Homeowners of Idaho, which I am really passionate. Like you won't find a crabgrass in my lawn, right? Not even one piece. I'll go out and dig it out. But I started thinking, I was like, after I talk about the fertilizing, what am I going to talk about after that?
Yeah.
So I kind of put that on the back burner. And then I did this Entrepreneurs of Idaho one. And again, because of what I do for work and talking to business owners, and because I think it's so cool how many ways you can make a buck in the world, And I was like, that's what I can get behind. And it's a free group, so I'm not getting paid to do it. And so for me to feel like I actually want to come back and post and look what people are trying to get help with, so that's the one I decided to do. So Entrepreneurs of Idaho, I started it in November of 19. Yeah, so just over a year ago. And then I actually threw some money on social media at it just to advertise it and got it kind of started.
Good traction.
And then the domino effect, it just went crazy because right after that in March is when everything shut down and everybody was wanting help or to talk to somebody about, hey, I need something, I need an account, I need this idea on tax, I need help with the PPP stuff. And it exploded. So right now we're almost 3,000 people.
2,800 when I checked, a little over 2,800, on the way up to close to 3,000 people on the group.
Yep, and it's just so fun. Like each day we have a different topic. As long as one of our, again, it's all for free, and it's but I have several moderators that have different days. So they'll have a topic of motivational Monday, Tuesday tips, thankful Thursday, winning Wednesday. And so just all these different things that are helpful to business owners. Because the thing I find that's true about a lot of entrepreneurs, the super majority of them believe in the unlimited pie.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to tell you this is the way to do it, guys. I have this 10 years of experience. Don't do it the way I started. In fact, I've told these guys before too, when I started, I had no idea there was a small business development center.
Right.
I just started on my own. I am super blessed because a lot of my family are entrepreneurs, different industries and things, but even like my grandparents were entrepreneurs and started their own businesses. And so I do have the family support, but man, if you're wanting to start your own business and you haven't talked to these guys, you need to, because it helps you know the path to go.
Yeah. Well, that's good. But yeah, there's all sorts of businesses on there, and we're going to be hopefully posting live on through the group. But I can tell you that throughout the state, there's a lot of traction, and there's a lot of great conversations. People create and say they need help in this, and man, there'll be hundreds of responses of people helping people on that.
I always get worried that somebody's going to ask a question. I'm sure there are some that get unanswered, but there's random ones. Like, I need to find a food processor to put labeling on this food. I'm like, I have no idea. Right? And somebody gets on, like, oh yeah, you go this place, this place, this place, and that's what you do. So it's,
and if you're not a member of that group, check it out. Entrepreneurs of Idaho absolutely has got some great traction on the Facebook realm of things. Highly encourage you to look at that. Mike, on your when we sent him out a little questionnaire, and he made a comment on there that just really stuck with me. The best time to start a business was yesterday. The second best time is today, and the worst time is tomorrow. Explain why you believe that.
So because of my group, I talked to lots of budding entrepreneurs, I call them, the ones that are trying to decide to go. And yes, there are going to be failures out there. Especially, we saw with this last year. Even I've had restaurants insured that have been going forever that failed. To no fault of their own. Salons that are failing. But man, if you're going to do it, you know you're going to do it. So again, I go back to my mom's story of you need to go start your business. I was like, on the edge. But if I'd have started even a year, so I started 10 years ago. In fact, this summer will be 11 years. But if I'd have started 12 years ago, I'd be even further ahead. Now, there was stuff I learned. So I'm not saying, there isn't a way to, never a bad thing, right, if you're getting experience. But yeah, best time to do it's yesterday. If you didn't do it yesterday, then do it today. Don't wait till tomorrow to get it done.
Yeah, that's a great. And you also mentioned in there, and you've talked a little bit about it, that your business motivation is your mother, and that's not something that I think that's very unique. So your mother said she had this dream.
Yeah, literally. She's like, I dreamt last night you started your own business. And that's what kind of started my clock turning.
Wow.
Well, that's great though that you followed some inspiration or whatever it was. So that's awesome.
Thank you, Mom, for
Mom.
doing that. So good.
My mom's definitely a little old school or new school. I'm not sure. Like, she had her own business growing up, and so it was a lot of fun because, again, the cool thing about my family on both sides is they're all entrepreneurs. That's what you do.
And what did your mom do?
So she ran a windshield repair business.
Oh, wow. Not to sound sexist, but you wouldn't think that would be
No,
what, you know.
the
But
girl
yeah,
thing to do.
She goes out and yanks the windshields out, or what? Or
It
she
was
just
just
fixes
chips.
she fixes the
Yeah,
chips. But still,
chip repair stuff.
That's awesome. No. So did you ever go out and do that with her?
I did a few times. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of tedious and boring, and
Like,
you're watching that glue and you're waiting for it to dry, and
Yeah.
so it wasn't my thing.
Kind of like grass to grow.
Yeah.
So good deal. Well, tell us about your business, the insurance business, of what you say you focus on business insurance. What are some of the kind of the organizations that you like working with?
Like my customer, ideal
Yeah,
customer type thing. My ideal customer. So we had here at Andex, they had probably 2 months ago, Steve Napolitan come in, and he talked about your WOW clients.
Yep.
And
OW clients.
yes,
and
also
WOW.
OW.
Yeah.
But the ones that I'm like, oh, my WOW clients, they're the ones that I sit down with at lunch, and we talk about like what we're doing to get our businesses to go even better, right? So they're so passionate about their business, and it's an unrelated business to mine. But I sit down at lunch with them, and we talk about, what are you doing for your phones, business phones? What are you doing for your account? What are you doing for social media advertising? What are you doing on Google? And those are my kind of people, the ones that want to improve, because again, it's just so fun for me. If all I do is go in and write the business and I never talk to them again, I mean, I still like the money.
Yeah.
Right? But it's so much more fun to me to actually sit down and be like, how do we fix this problem together that we're both probably having?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of times that business owners want to portray that, no, everything's good. There's always pain points, right? And so I think having that network, and I do believe that the Facebook group is part of that.
Yeah.
With someone, and I've seen it where someone shared a question of, what are you doing to generate leads? And I kind of live in that space, so I kind of gave my 2 cents, and then we were setting up a time to have a conversation. Not that I'm trying to get any business from it either. Sure. It's just that, hey, this is what I do, and it was painful when I did it this way. So, because I'm part of a group that also. And as I talk to people that are looking to join our group, it is, well, you can learn and make the mistakes that you're going to make, or you can interact with these people who have already made it and let the money that they spent on learning that lesson you get for basically nothing free at that point. But and people want to share that, which is great.
It's the unlimited pie.
Yeah.
There are a lot of entrepreneurs that way.
Yeah, no.
I love that the unlimited pie, and being the optimist that you are. You are definitely a leader in this community, and you have such a bright future. Tell us about, Mike, how the business of COVID. The last year we've been whammied. Where everybody's celebrating a year that we've been down in this, and it's affected it's affected every business out there.
Yep.
So, but how has the COVID affected your business?
Yeah, so I think it was March when the governor issued the stay-at-home order, right? And insurance is pretty resilient, right? But we were down. In fact, I was talking with my wife about it again the other day. So ever since I started almost 11 years ago, for the most part, because you do get paid weird with insurance, it's essentially a month later, and so if payments are weird, it could be 2 months after or something. But ever since I've started, 99% of the time, I'm up from the year before. So if I'm looking at April 19 to April 20, I'm up, and I hope I keep going up for a long time. And I was down for almost 3 months in a row because everybody was nervous. And they didn't know what was going to happen, and the economy looked bad, and so I was down for a couple months. So I'd never experienced that. I started in 2010 when everything was kind of down anyway, right? So I'd never really been through any sort of recession, and man, that made me a little nervous. The idea of failure, honestly, had never hit me, and even with the down, it still never hit me. But those feelings that people get, I'd forgotten because it'd been so long since I felt that in my gut. But the cool thing about it is we became a lot more virtual. So I have 2 of my employees, and looking at getting a 3rd one here shortly, that are completely virtual now. And I don't feel like we would have done that before. Yeah. So we bought them computers, bought them multi-screens, and they were...
Let them work from home.
Yeah, let them work from home. And not even in Idaho. One's in Montana, one's in Wyoming.
Wow.
And so it's just been a super benefit to me because one of my buddies, Dustin, he's a commercial realtor. I was talking with him before this whole COVID thing, like, hey, I'm running out of space. I need to start looking at something. And then, sorry, Dustin, they went to their homes. I was like, well, perfect. I can just keep
now
going.
you don't
Yeah.
need to. Sorry, Dustin.
No, I do think that's something that's going to be interesting to watch. Is it's not so much retail, because retail space is retail space, I think, even though there's a lot of stuff done online. But it's the office space that is going to be interesting to see where that
Well, with
goes.
all these
So,
people moving in, I think it's going to keep going
yeah.
anyway.
Well, we hope, right? But it is, you can grow your agency anywhere, right? And people have that freedom, and then you just got to be able to manage them. There's some isolation, though, I think that also happens that's not good, because we come to work and there's some enjoyment.
Camaraderie
when I'm
is
around
gone a little bit.
When I come in and work at the SBDC, Brian.
Pump each
usually-
other up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So, well, what do you see? I mean, you're offering this insurance for businesses. There's not just one specific type that you focus on. You're broad in terms of, but you need to understand the business to be able to insure the business.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the maybe some of the challenges that you see in what you're doing? And it sounds like you've kind of overcome some by going virtual, but are there things that you're seeing on the horizon? Because if you just react as it happens versus try to be proactive, I think that's also not a very safe place to be.
Yeah.
But what are some of maybe, I don't know, concerns, or what are some of the things that you see happening in what you do?
I'll flip it on you a little bit and say, so when businesses come to me, I'm an independent, so I have lots of different companies I can go to. Hartford, Traveler, Safecoat, right? So we have different places we can get quotes for. But the one thing I feel like 90% of business owners don't know, and that's where I try to push, is about the work comp. And I'll hit BBSI since they're a sponsor too.
Yeah.
When I first met BBSI and they're like, oh, hey, we do work comp too, I kind of just ignored him. And then I saw him again at a golf tournament, and he's like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, if you have a customer that needs the HR, the payroll, all these services,
workers' comp.
we can do the work comp, and we're usually a better deal.
Yeah.
Right? So then I go back to my clients, and I'm like, hey, are any of you guys looking for this? And I had 3 or 4 email me back saying, yeah, we're looking for it. I was like, cool, well, we have your work comp here, but we can get you a better deal with BBSI.
Yeah.
And you can do all these services with them. So it was a lot of fun for me to see that they're usually the 5+ employee, business.
Right.
But it was fun for me to see that there's more than one way, because the whole time, especially at the other place I worked, they were super anti-go with a payroll service for your work comp. Right. But these guys like, no, we'll help you. We'll build it as a package. We'll get the whole thing together for you. Yeah. I just wrote one with BBSI. There was a customer we worked on for like 2 months, because it's home health care, and that's an issue right now in the insurance world, because they're afraid of COVID, right? And so anyway, it was just awesome, because we could work together with BBSI and be like, hey, these options are all telling you no that used to say yes, but let's get you over here, and you get all the services still with it.
And I think that mindset of, how do I serve my customer, my client, my friend, right? You feel the pain if they shut their doors, just like they do. But I think that kind of is what is, I think, being proactive in what you're doing as well. So anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd go out on a limb here and call Mike one of the business geniuses out there that has figured out how to do business. And his business isn't just out there selling, but he works with people, and he helps other businesses that turn around and help him. And I think that if everybody took that kind of philosophy on, would be really good. Mike, is there anything else that we haven't talked about? We've talked about the dog. We've talked about the insurance. We've talked about Entrepreneurs of Idaho. Is there anything else that you want to share with our business audience out here?
So I really went back and forth, because he forewarned me that this question was coming. and I've had like 10 different thoughts about what I was going to do. But in the 20 seconds I have, the one thing I would say that has made me go further down the path than I feel like most other insurance agents is I try to help my customer even if I can't help them.
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't want to do that, and I understand why, but if I'm not the best place, I'll tell you the best place.
Yeah.
And part of that's I've been in business 10 years, so the unlimited pie, it's easier for me, but help somebody even if it's not you.
Yeah.
And that's what a great philosophy, and I call that business karma. And when you give to other people, it's going to come back to you tenfold. Yeah. So absolutely great, Mike. Thank you for starting the Entrepreneurs of Idaho. There's what great business people throughout the state, and to see the energy that's in that group, absolutely phenomenal, and it's been great to have. Share us this quote that you have that's one of your favorite quotes.
So the advancement and diffusion of knowledge is the only guardian of true liberty. I'm a hardcore, I love politics, but it also applies to business. You need knowledge to be free.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're an entrepreneur and you have knowledge and you're being successful, you're gonna have that freedom.
Yeah.
So it applies to politics, which is kind of where it comes from, obviously, James Madison, but it also applies to business.
Very good.
Very good. Well, awesome way to end this segment of the show. Thank you, Mike. You are, I mean, look at this guy. He used to wear a suit and tie, and now he's down to his shorts and
He's going swimming after this. So.
Absolutely great, Mike. We appreciate you being here today, and highly recommend INFANGER Insurance. It's on Woodruff here in Idaho Falls. And if you haven't, please jump on and check out Entrepreneurs of Idaho. So thank you, Mike.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little. We talked about at the beginning of the show about how important elevator pitches are, Tyler, and we're gonna watch a little video here. It's actually a video that I use in the course, and talk about them, and then we're gonna come back here and give you just a few little pointers on what your business can do with your elevator pitch. When you're called upon to say, what do you do? This is going to help you out. So let's show that quick video.
The elevator pitch is your first step towards becoming a networking god. Hey, Mr. CEO. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you.
Ruben, right?
Yes.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about you.
Nice.
So,
nice.
What is it that you do then exactly?
Well, you know, I like merge all my talents together and just give it out to the world, like all my stuff inside me. It's like a mixture of stuff. Like, I'm a creative guy, people's person, obviously. I write a bit of comedy, I present, I get up stage, talk to people, and I just know together all my creative ideas and my whole teams.
That's not an elevator pitch. That's the ramblings of an unprepared bitch.
An elevator pitch is a sentence that sums up what you do so concisely that you can tell it in a space of your average elevator ride. If you were to write it down, it'd be about 140 characters, which is about a tweet. So, let's try that again, shall we? Hey, Mr. CEO, good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
Hi, Ruben, right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about you.
Okay, nice.
So, what is it you do then, actually?
I'm a presenter and a comic. I host live events and I make online comedy videos. And I'm also co-founder of individualism.co.uk, which is the UK's leading men's style blog.
Oh, excellent. We've got a few events coming up and we could do with your services. Have you got a card, haven't you?
I do. Yes, I do. There you go.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day, mate. See? Preparation, it got me some potential work with the CEO of this whole company. Yeah.
Did you say a men's style employee?
Remember, guys, your elevator pitch should be short and to the point, even if you do live on the 100th floor. You need to know exactly what you do, as you do not want to give people the wrong idea.
Just a great little video there that, I mean, how many of us as business owners have been asked what we do and we just, just, there's nothing that we say that has any kind of meaning. I'm sure that every business owner out there has messed up like he did in the elevator with the CEO. And then, but what can happen? You can flip it just like he did at the very end and hand out business cards and get meetings. So there's a couple things that you've got to have in your elevator pitch. We talk about this. In fact, during this Elevate Business class, we work on people's elevator pitches every week for 4 weeks. You nail your elevator pitch. By the time you leave the class, that's kind of one of the reasons why we call it Elevate, is that you're going to nail your elevator pitch. When you get pulled up in front of the Chamber of Commerce or at some networking luncheon and say, tell us about your business.
Yeah.
You're not going to spitter and sputter about it.
You don't want dead air. So.
That's right. So let's we put some points here together on the screen with us, and we're just going to quickly go through these. We go through them a lot more in depth in the class, But number one, start by introducing yourself. I like to do a little intro and then say my name, but you can do it however you want. There's no set in stone. Like they said in the video there, keep it sweet and short, and that's what we work about in the class.
Yeah. And second is providing a summary of what you do. I think avoiding things like, well, I'm just an insurance agent, right? Because it's not. I mean, we downplay sometimes what we do, and it's a big deal what we do. So take some pride, some ownership, look them in the eye, and be proud of what you do. Because I can tell you what, Mike INFANGER doesn't have any shame in the fact that he shouldn't, because the guy's just freaking amazing.
Yep.
So.
And then next, explain what you want. What is a good referral to you? What would a good client be looking like to you? What can that person do to help you in your business? Or maybe that's trying to get the appointment. And that kind of leads into number 4 there.
Yeah, it was finished with a call to action. I think you have to look at what a value of your proposition is for them, but also for yourself. So in a year's time, what does this interaction potentially mean for you? And we, in businesses that I own, we break it down and say, this client for you is worth $1,200. So anytime someone refers someone to you, they're really giving you $1,200 if you engage with them properly and keep them for the full year.
So good. That's how important these elevator pitches are. We go into them much more in depth in the class. Down there at the bottom, some more ideas for you. If you would like a copy of this, you can email do we have the graphic for the Tracy at the iictr.com, or myself, Brian at iictr.com, and I'll be glad to get you this. And the best thing to do would be to join us in the class starting next Wednesday.
And we got some scholarships if they can answer a question.
Let's give away $50.
$50.
So what's the question? What's the question?
Well, I think it is, what animal is Mike INFANGER hoping that his wife buys into so that he gets to keep it? And we should have honestly, a Facebook posting and get some social media behind it so that his beautiful wife, Ashley, doesn't get rid of Mike's dream.
Yes, right.
Anyway, so what animal is Mike hoping to keep?
Either post something on
it's
the
worth
Entrepreneurs of
$50 to answer
Idaho.
that.
Send us a text. A lot of you know all of our cell phone numbers. What's your cell phone number?
208-360-1461. That calls this number right here.
Yep.
It's
and
usually on silent,
mine
so I'm
right here is 208-520-9400. How many people give away their cell phone?
He's got the best freaking number too, by the way.
520-9400. Text us, and whoever gets the right answer to that question that's watched our show, $50 off the class today. So there's the registration. Call to register, 208-523-1026. We'd love to see you in the Elevate Business class starting next Wednesday. So thank you, everybody. We're done with some Talking Business.
Peace.
We're out. Let's talk about the show next week.
Hey, we got the Reed's Dairy, Alan Reed with Reed's Dairy. Oh man,
another
best chocolate milk,
genius.
Awesome ice
Hopefully
cream.
you tell him to bring some chocolate milk for us.
I'm going to hit him up for some chocolate milk.
And then on the 11th, we've got the biggest show. Sorry, Mike, but we got the biggest show. The guy that's in charge of business for all of state of Idaho, Tom Keeley, is going to be here on the 11th.
Yes.
Absolutely. Talking business with the biggest guy in Idaho, Talking Business. Peace. We're out.